Thanks so much, Eddie, for those updates. We're going to transition to Dick Anderson. He's going to update us on the developments with our orphanage home partners. Everyone that registered for the call, we sent out our communication on Friday just to give you some background information if you didn't have that already. And so we're just going to have some time with Dick sharing this really important update for us. And Dick, take us away,
Okay.
please.
All right. Thank you, Katie. And I do want to add to all of you, thank you so much for joining us today. We are so encouraged by your interest. We so appreciate all your investments in us that make this whole ministry possible, makes the impact for our children in Nicaragua possible. I'm honored that, our friends from Rise Against Hunger and our friends from Feed My Starving Children are here on the call with us just to show support. We appreciate that. We appreciate all that you're doing and all the heroic efforts that you're trying to do to get back to get to the levels of food that you've been providing to all your partners around the world. I was talking to Brent Altman yesterday at Grace Family down in Tampa, and they had just done a packing event with Rise Against Hunger last weekend. In 2 hours, they packed 40,000 meals. And my good friend Jim Holbrook was so excited when Feed My Starving Children opened up. Every Friday night he goes with a group of people. They pack meals at Feed My Starving Children. And it's just so fun to see how we're all connected with each other and the impact that we're having in Nicaragua because of all of us coming together to do our part to help the children. So thank you so much for that. For me, it's also important that you know that despite all of the challenges from last year, COVID, food support, the 2 hurricanes, in the largest segment of our ministry, the local church initiatives, where we're serving 23,000 children, we had a banner year. We had some of the best program results in the history of our ministry. We have helped more children get out of malnourishment and wiped out malnourishment in more communities than ever before. We had more children have access to after-school education programs, and their grades in math and in Spanish language skills of reading fluency and comprehension were the best that we've ever had. And as Eddie started off this meeting, the most important thing is the fact that we had so many children and parents come to know the Lord last year, over 4,000. And that's what we're all about. And so we just say thank you for the 4,226 people that said yes to Jesus last year. And we look to the Lord for that to be even more. Now today, it's a very, very sad day for us because we announced a change in direction away from our orphanage partners over time. And I want to stress that it's over time, it's not an immediate. And you can imagine what we're going through because orphanages is what got us started in Nicaragua 20 years ago. I mean, we've been partnering with folks for over 20 years, but the landscape has changed and we must face the new reality. When Eddie and I first started working together now almost 13 years ago, there were 88 orphanages in Nicaragua. But over the times and the years, we've seen Mi Familia close up most of those homes under the United Nations UNICEF guidelines. And that's been administered by Mi Familia. Mi Familia is the government agency. And here in the United States, it would be equivalent to our Department of Children and Family Services, our DCFS. They are the ones that have all the power, have all the oversight for the orphanage homes in Nicaragua. And they have adopted the UN and UNICEF resolution that really stresses that if a child has any family member out there, any potential to be reconnected with their family, they should be placed there versus placed in an institution, or they use the word institutionalized. Now, I have to be honest with you, I bristle when I hear the word institutionalized, because I know, and because many of you have been to our homes, you've seen this with your own eyes. I really bristle at the thought that these kids are institutionalized, because you see the loving caregivers, you see how the homes are working, so hard to provide for these children. And so that institutionalized word, kind of sparks you. But what the new reality is that there are only going to be 3 homes in Nicaragua that meet the Mi Familia criteria. And they have a list of our criteria that talks about true orphans or children that have been sex traded or commercially traded or in abusive situations. So they're only going to have 3 homes in the whole country, and they're planning that these will be very short-term stays for the kids in the homes. Now, they will have another 5 homes for special needs children, so that'll take place. But the children that we've been serving in that are going to be placed in the remaining 3 homes. And they have basically, with our partners that we have now, if you look at our Verbo Church partner with the 2 Casa Bernabe orphanages, the one in Veracruz, which is outside of Managua, many of you have been to, or the other one over in Puerto Cabezas. Basically, they've relinquished all authority on the remaining children in those homes. And they've said, you're no longer a home under Mi Familia's criteria. What you are is you are an education facility. Those children have parents, and so they are children of poverty. They are not children who fall under our criteria. And of course, all of you have received the letter that explains all of this in detail. The 2 other homes, the homes that Arms of Love and Hogar de Fe, they will have children there who do meet the criteria of Mi Familia. And those homes will be given new children from Mi Familia, and they'll have those children taken away at Mi Familia's whim to be placed out with family members. Now, for us, this put us into an untenable situation. And what makes it untenable is what it means is that the 2 Verbo homes are no longer homes that serve the children that is Orphan Network's vision going back 20 years. But what they're serving is children who have parents, but they have grown up in poverty. So they're being given an opportunity in that situation. And for us, what makes that untenable is that we have our local church initiative programs where we're serving 23,000 children. And that's where we're serving children in poverty. And that's where we're trying to prevent orphans from happening through the local church initiatives. So that doesn't really fit with our vision. The other 2 homes, Hogar de Fe and Arms of Love, those are homes where Mi Familia has made it very clear to us that it's going to be all short-term stays, that they're going to have the children come in and out and get them back to families or family situations. And for us, it doesn't allow us to accomplish our vision of our 7 targets for our children, that they would be Christ followers, that they would speak conversational English, that they'd be computer literate, have good life skills, and get a high school education, and then get good starter jobs. We would not be allowed to accomplish our targets that we have because of that whole short-term stay philosophy. So our board in December made the tough decision that we needed to move away from our homes. And in January, we built a transition plan and presented that to the board to approve. And basically our plans, again, and this is over time, but our plans are to really support our homes. Now, please realize that these homes they're our partners. They are our friends. On this call is Jess Spurge Mora, one of the leaders of Arms of Love. They are our friends. We've had long-term relationships with them. We have worked shoulder to shoulder with them. We've given our guts for the kids in their homes. So we don't want to just drop this. We want to provide for them. And so we're trying to do 2 things for them. One, with your help as investors, you'll help us to provide the financial support for them for this year. So we've guaranteed to them that the agreement that we've made at the beginning of the year for the support, we're going to honor that for this year. And then the second thing is we're going to help them develop their fundraising capabilities so that they can achieve the plans that they have for their homes. So whatever we can help them do from a fundraising standpoint, we're going to do that. And that includes working with some of you as our investors who may say, you know, I'd rather stay with the home than go with the direction that Orphan Network is going in. And if that's what you would like to do, then at the end of this year, we're going to help facilitate that. We're going to do anything we can to help our homes as they want to achieve their strategic plans. The second thing we're going to do is work with the older children in the homes. We know the names of the children in the homes. We've been working with them for years. They are very important to us. And so what we've done is we've focused on the older children, the 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, essentially the high schoolers in Nicaragua. And we're now calling them a new name. We're calling them pursuers because they are pursuers of their dreams and we want to help them. And each one of them is going to have a life development plan. And each one of them we're going to support as part of our transition program. See, Orphan Network's transition program, which is already in existence, already serving over 70 children. These are for the children that age out of the orphanages that we've worked with. That program is still going to exist. And what we're going to do is take these pursuers and move them in that transition program and support them until those children reach Nicaraguan adulthood. And so we want to be there to support them. So in ending, we're ending one chapter of our ministry, a very important chapter for us that we have been focusing on for years. But now the Lord, who has gone before us and opened up another part of our ministry, which is the largest part of the ministry for 23,000 children, that's what we're going to focus on going forward. That's our future plans. And I've asked my partner, Eddie, to share what those plans look like for the near future. So Eddie.
Sure. Thanks, Dick. And as Dick said, definitely it's hard for all of us, not only for Dick, for all of us, it's hard to make decisions like this, but we want to make sure that we're making a difference in this world. That we're changing things, you know, and then we want to make sure that that we're going to advance, you know, with our kids, in the life of our kids. And then in our mission statement, we say, or the second component of our mission statement said that we want to prevent vulnerable children from being abandoned. You know, and we want to really focus on that through our local church initiatives, through which we have been serving over 23,000 children. You know, and so we will definitely continue in that component, as well as the third part of our mission statement says we want to create opportunities for new life. So we are going to continue to do that for our 23,000 plus children that we have been serving. Now, also, we understand the needs in Nicaragua. It's big. And obviously with all the political, economical, and biological, if I can say, situation that we're going through, things have been getting tough for many, many families, and the needs in Nicaragua have been definitely big. So as the need is big, we come up with very big and audacious goal too, I would say. So going forward, we want to add 10,000 new children in Nicaragua to our local church initiative program this year. Today, we're serving 23,000 children in 15 out of 17 departments in Nicaragua. By the end of December, we want to reach 33,000 children in 16 departments. So only one department would be pending in Nicaragua. That's our big goal that we're shooting for. That's what we're working for. So we are definitely going to continue to change the life of our children in this country, in our country, in Nicaragua. And I would like to introduce Jasmina too. No, Jasmina, as you know, Jasmina is our program director for homes. And she will definitely continue working with the homes this season with 198 children that we have in our 4 homes that we're still supporting and we will continue to support in this transition season. And she will also be working with the 9th, 10th, and 11th grades, which represents roughly
55
55, thank you, Jasmine, 55 children. So we are going to continue with those, plus 79 children that we have in our current transition program already. So 79 children that we have in college, finishing high school, in vocational, in technical training, again, to break cycles of poverty. And then we will be definitely adding these 55 children that we're calling pursuers. No, we're going to help them to pursue their dream and to break cycles of poverty. So Jasmina will continue to work with them. And then, so here is Jasmina.
Thank you, Eddie, and thank you everyone for joining us today, taking the time to join us. I get emotional because it's not easy seeing all these faces that really support us all this time. And thank you so much for all you do to support our children. On behalf of every one of them, I want to say thank you for your support. Thank you very much. And well, as Eddie and Dick explained, we will work a developmental plan for every one of our pursuers that are, again, 9, 10, and 11 graders. And the developmental plan will provide our children that are not really children, but young adults, the skills, trainings, and education needed to go into independent life. And what's the goal? The goal is that every one of them reach their God-given potential. So we will be working on that for this group of children, of kids, of young adults.
Thank you, Jasmina. We had a couple questions come in from sponsors that we want to address directly here. And we know they apply to more than just, while these are asking about their specific support, we know the question would help others as well. So Dennis Danachek, a longtime sponsor, asked what students would participate in the ongoing activities and how would they be administered. So as we've heard, the 9th, 10th, and 11th graders. So maybe you could just update Dennis on his specific child and then our overall plans to administer.
Yes, well, Dennis, thank you so much for your support for your kid. He is a pursuer, so he will continue next year. We will continue working with him next year. And this year we will work normally and kids will participate in all activities. So we will need your support to continue with all the work we do with the children. So again, this year we will continue normally with all the activities. And for next year, we will work a budget for all these pursuers students to continue with English, computer, and their education to finish high school and then go to the transition process to adult living, independent living, sorry.
Thank you.
So thank you for your support for him.
Another question came in from Linda Ellis, a longtime sponsor. She knows that the child she sponsors has a living mother. So what impact would that have on support this year or in the future?
Again, Linda, thank you so much for your support for your girl. And she is also a pursuer, so we will need your support for her. And what we can say with this, if a child is not a pursuer, if you wish to continue supporting a child, you can reassign your support to a pursuer. Or if you want to continue supporting a specific child, we will happily connect you with a home so you can continue the support.
Thank you. Hopefully that helped others that may have similar questions. Gary Fisher, if you're on the call, we know that you asked about how these changes would affect your church. Sponsors a lot of children in Puerto Cabezas. Hopefully that helped to answer, our general updates helped to answer that question. There were a couple questions that came in. Is the pursuer group just for youth transitioning from our homes, or does it apply to the LCI communities too? So I'll just take that and say currently this is our plan with our CPs, with our orphanage partnerships. As we said, there's 100 and the roughly just under 200 children there. And we have worked so hard with all of these programs with English, computers, music, life skills. And it's really, how can we take those pursuers and continue that path that we've invested into right now. In the future, I think we'll have opportunities, as the Lord leads us to do more with those older children in our local church initiatives. But currently, this is the plan for our orphanage partnerships only.
Yeah, Katie, I like to add that we will communicate with every sponsor if her child is a pursuer or not, so they can take the decision if the child is not a pursuer, to continue supporting another child or to continue supporting directly to the home. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much again.
Okay. And thank you everybody again for your questions. Eddie, did you have something?
Yeah, I was reading Jim Hardwork question regarding ASAP.
Which is the after school education program.
Yeah, if it's okay, I can say yes, Jim. We are currently serving 44 groups of children. Each group has 25 children in our local church initiative. And the goal is this year to move that number from 44 to 66 groups of children. So in our picture of growing 10,000 new children, supporting more children, also in our current programs too. No, so definitely support there is it's greatly needed, obviously. But yes, we are definitely serving our children through our after school education program, because we understand that health, education, jobs is how we're going to break cycles of poverty. So that's key for us. That is key. And then going forward, our goal is to have the after school education program in all of our local church initiative. And the dream is to have 3 groups in each one of them. That's a big picture, I would say, that we have in all of them, 3 groups going forward. But thank you so much.
And just to clarify, I don't know if you covered that, but 3 groups is basically primary school, yes. 1st and 2nd graders, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th. Yes. So we are going to honor our time limit of an hour.